So far I've talked about history requiring no particular skills and no huge effort, just steady plodding application week by week. I've talked about reading and different ways of reading and thinking about the purpose of reading and different speeds of reading, of course. I've talked about making notes and when to make notes and what sort of notes they should be. I'm now going to look at another topic which is often, I could almost say usually, overlooked. And it's what I call the middle stage of study, or working with information. Not quite a few people never think about this or mention this. So what do I mean? Middle stage of study is what you do with your notes, notes from your reading, or notes from class, notes from lectures, once they've been made. It's that phase of study between reading and making notes and writing an answer, whether it's coursework answer or an essay answer, or preparing for an exam and an exam answer. And what does it involve? It involves various things: looking over your notes and using them. At its simplest, it might be the creation of a chronology, which will help you to orientate yourself in a topic or find your way through a topic and summarise key events. It could be a simple spray diagram of the main features or influences in a situation. Or it could be identificating the main influences and the connection between those influences. Now the point is, whatever your form of middle stage study, and there's some more examples in the books that you'll find in the reading list that accompanies this talk. Whatever your middle stage study, what you are doing is you yourself are using information in your way. You're passing it through your mind, you're thinking about it, you're making it relevant to the way you think, and you're consolidating that information and improving your understanding. You are mobilising information so that eventually you can use it far more effectively in all these other ways that you have to do when you do written work. And it doesn't have to be demanding work. You can do 5 minutes of it before a lecture starts. You can do it when you're desperately bored, when your iPod's broken, when you're sitting on the bus. There are all sorts of ways you can do it. It means looking over your written work and then using your notes, produce something else. Diagrams, chronologies, influence diagrams. But it is, you will find, for every 10 minutes you spend, you get 6 times the benefit than you would do when you're, say, reading or making notes. That is the value of middle stage studies. And it is so often overlooked. And why is it so often overlooked? It's so often overlooked because you can go straight from reading and noting to writing and answers. And because you can, and you know, we all have busy lives, students included, it's not surprising if, because it's a corner that can be cut, that's a corner that's cut. But if you can find time to do some of this middle stage study and you develop skills with it, then I think you'll find there huge, huge benefits. Now I'd like to talk about another aspect of work that is sometimes not mentioned by people who talk about study skills. That's talking and listening. On the whole, students have to do a lot more listening than talking. That's a pity. Listening is important, but talking is also important because talking is the easy way of expressing views about the topic you've studied. Views, assessments and judgments. And it is at the essence of the historical work. Because at its essence, history is no more than gaining information about the past and writing about it. And you will be assessed during the course, at the end of the course, by what you write. And if you talk about your history, either in a seminar, or better still with somebody, a friend who's interested in it, you are practicing those skills of expression. I have a friend who is a professor of history, and he believes that the quality of English and expression is worth half the university degree. Well, he might be exaggerated, but it does point to the importance of expression. And talking about the history that you have read about and that you're asked to write answers to, talking about it is a very effective way of improving the quality of expression. And why is it especially good? It's good because it is less tedious and demanding than actually writing an essay, which you have to do. And also because if you're talking to somebody, you gain immediate response if what you say is rubbish or unclear, instead of waiting for a tutor to mark something. And if you are listening to a friend talking about history, then it helps you, because you have to understand what the person is saying, what your friend is saying, and at the same time it is helping to consolidate that topic. So a snatched 5 minutes in a coffee bar, or a snatched 20 minutes before you go out to clubbing, talking about history could be really valuable. That, of course, is the informal way of talking and listening, quite apart from the formal situations in seminars.